Good night. Good night again. Good night. And we have to be working hard. So let's do this. The Jamaica Labour Party celebrated 83 years. This is more than a political party. It's a nation's journey. Welcome. There's an old saying that nations are built by great ideas before they are built by great buildings. Nations are built by great ideas before they are built by great buildings. Roads can crack, bridges can collapse, governments come, governments go. But the ideas that shape a people can endure for generations. Mr. Siaga, you see, was an underrated man, and his legacy ought to be preserved and taught. He is one of the greatest leaders we have ever had. Today, as the Jamaica Labour Party celebrates 83 years, or they did so this week, I believe it's a call not merely to celebrate a political party, but to reflect on one of the great institutions that has helped to shape Jamaica as a nation. Whether you wear green or you wear orange, or whether you wear no political color at all, history demands honesty. And honesty compels us to acknowledge that the Jamaica Labour Party is one of the great architects of modern Jamaica. Not because it has been perfect, because no political party is. Not because it has never made mistakes. Every government does. Not because for 83 years it has done no wrong, but because it has helped to define who we are. The Jamaica Labour Party's story began long before 1943, you know. It begins in 1938, a year when ordinary Jamaicans did something extraordinary. The laborers laid down their tools, the sugar workers raised their voices, the dock workers raised their voices and demanded dignity. The poor declared that they would no longer be invisible. Those labor uprisings were more than about wages. They were about humanity. Then were a declaration that the people who built Jamaica with their hands deserved to help govern Jamaica with their voices. It was out of that movement engaged or emerged Alexander Bustamante. History remembers him as a politician. I think history remembers him too narrowly. Bustamante was first a believer. Buster believed that the ordinary Jamaican mattered. He believed that government should not exist only for the educated, not only for the wealthy and the privileged. He believed that the man carrying the banana bunch, the woman selling in the Coronation Market, the cane cutter, the mechanic, the domestic worker, and the factory employee possessed equal dignity. It's what they call ontological. The being, the ontological self. All men are created equal. That's a theological principle because God is no respecter of persons. That idea changed Jamaica forever because politics was no longer something that happened above the people. Politics became something that belonged to the people. Then came another remarkable moment, Norman Manley. History has too often tied or tried to separate these two giants, one JLP, one PNP. But perhaps Jamaica misunderstands both men. Bustamante and Manley were not simply rivals; they were partners in nation building. One awakened the political soul of the masses. The other built the constitutional framework of the nation. One mobilized the people, the other prepared the institutions. Together, they helped move Jamaica from colony to country. And we must not trifle with our history. That is why mature democracies honor history before they honor party. Because history teaches that Jamaica needed both men. And Jamaica benefited from both traditions. When independence arrived in 1962, it did not come with an instruction manual. There was no blueprint for building a successful Caribbean nation. Everything had to be created. The institutions, the economy, the international reputation, the confidence of a newly independent people. The Jamaica Labour Party accepted the enormous responsibility of governing that new nation. It understood something that remains true today, and that is political independence means little without economic independence. And here is where the wholeness era becomes very important in this discussion. But we'll get to that at some other time. A flag cannot feed a family. An anthem cannot create employment. A constitution cannot replace opportunity. Opportunity must be built. Comrades, you hear that? Opportunities must be built. Action to that. Across the decades, the party embraced an economic philosophy created, centered on private enterprise, investment, entrepreneurship, and the belief that individuals flourish when given freedom to create wealth. Kind of the Marxist, free market. Some agreed, some disagreed. That's democracy. But whether one embraces that philosophy or rejects it, one cannot deny that it has profoundly shaped Jamaica's economic direction. Then came Eddie Seaga. Perhaps no Jamaican leader better understood that culture itself was an economic resource. Before much of the world appreciated reggae, dancehall, and the Jamaican cultural influence, Seaga saw possibilities. Many overlooked it, but he saw them. He recognized that a small nation could become a global giant through creativity. We still have so much potential to explore from our culture. That insight continues to benefit Jamaica today. Tourism expanded, culture traveled, Jamaica became larger than its geography. Later, Bruce Golding came, bringing constitutional reform and a renewed discussion about governance. He should be credited with the bold ideas he came with. Today, Andrew Holness represents yet another generation facing challenges that Bustamante could never have imagined. Artificial intelligence, cybercrime, climate change, global pandemics, digital economies, and a rapidly shaping world. The geopolitical world has so shifted and changed. Every generation must answer different questions, but every generation must also remember the first question: what kind of country are we trying to build? The Jamaica Labour Party has answered that question in different ways over 83 years. Sometimes successfully, sometimes imperfectly, always under the scrutiny of the Jamaican people. And perhaps that is its greatest contribution. Not in any single highway, not in any single budget, not even any single election victory. Its greatest contribution is helping to preserve something many nations have lost: democracy. Because since independence, governments have changed through balance. Power has been transferred peacefully. Political disputes have been settled by elections rather than coups. That is no small achievement. Around the world, many newly independent nations have descended into dictatorship. Others surrender to military rule. Others have never recovered from political violence. Jamaica has endured. Not because Jamaicans always agreed, but because our democratic institutions prove stronger than our disagreements. The Jamaica Labour Party has been one of the guardians of that democratic tradition. Yet anniversaries should never become exercises of self-congratulation. Birthdays are moments for reflection. The greatest question facing the Jamaica Labour Party is not whether it has honored the past, is whether it is preparing Jamaica for its future. Can it create a greater prosperity without leaving any behind? Can it strengthen democracy while rebuilding trust? Can it modernize government while protecting freedom? Can it inspire another generation to believe that public service is an honor rather than merely a profession? Those are the questions history now asks. Because history is never interested only in what a party has done. History is interested in what a party still has the courage to become. As the Jamaica Labour Party celebrates 83 years, Jamaicans of every persuasion should remember one truth: political parties are temporary. Even leaders are temporary. A nation is permanent. Sir Alexander came and left. Norman Manley, he came, he left. Donald Sangster, Hugh Shearer, Michael Manley, Edward Siaga, they're all dead. P.J. Patterson, Bruce Golding, Portia Simpson Miller, they have retired. Leaders come, leaders go, governments rise, governments fall. Jamaica remains. And every generation inherits not only the achievements of those who came before, but also the responsibility to improve what they leave behind. Perhaps that is the deepest lesson of 83 years. The Jamaica Labour Party does not belong only to its members, it belongs to the history of Jamaica. It belongs to the story of workers who demanded dignity. It belongs to citizens who believed democracy was worth protecting. It belongs to generations who believed that this small island could stand among the nations of the world with confidence and pride. For in the end, political parties are remembered not because they won elections. PJ Patterson won 3, the PNP won 4. They are remembered because they helped the people believe in themselves. And I tell you today that this party under wholeness has brought back belief, hope to Jamaicans. And any institution that helps a nation discover confidence, dignity, and purpose has earned its place in history. Wholeness has. Happy 83rd anniversary to the Jamaica Labour Party. May its future, like Jamaica's future, always be guided by, not by the pursuit of power, but by the enduring pursuit of justice, opportunity, freedom, and the common good. If you are a laborite, you can be proud. You are part of history. Jamaica is rising. It is flourishing. It is hopeful again. Thank you so much for tuning in to Politics Matters JA. We'll catch you again.